Okay, so in the news, as you see, a lot of stuff is happening. The trigger's already been pulled. The firing pin has been ignited. The bullet, whatever. D5. D5 is inbound. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best time in the history of this country to be alive. Let me tell you what I mean. In 1988, I got into emergency medicine. In 1988, Reagan was president, and things were good. People were happy, you know. But getting into emergency medicine, I started to learn that you need to look for things, the golden hour. Uh, if you're a patient, from the time of an incident, you have 1 hour to get the patient to definitive care. And that includes responding, packaging, and transporting. So, way back then, I started to be taught to look for things that were not right. The way people were acting, the blood pressure, the facial flushing, the sweat, cold sweat, the palpitations, the near syncopal episodes, all these things I was trained to look for to see if there was a potential problem coming up. Well, I did that for a lot of years, obviously. Well, one of the other jobs or career choices that I had made was to go into loss prevention for a while. And in that job, I was taught to see what other people could not see. In other words, everybody sees the hand, but I was taught to look for anything that is a little bit off of the hand, to find that little bit right there in people's behavior, mannerisms, uh, vibes, anything that was off. And it literally works that way. Literally. I do recall being in electronics, and I walked around the corner and this lady pushed a basket right in front of me, and it was something about her, I don't know, but I instantly knew what she was going to do with the computer, and it happened. So, being trained from 1988 until the present, and past present, whatever. Um, I believe it gives me a unique perspective in looking at something a little more critically than other people would. And that is why I have been a Q participant. And it is because I can see, from my perspective, that something that most other people couldn't see. But you see, you can see it when you learn to see it. I was taught. You could also be taught. And to be taught, you need to understand some basic truths. So, you are a debt slave. You're a slave to the system. Each and every American is. No matter how we necessarily got into this situation. Decisions made by other people that are no longer on this earth. Or you're to the side of, we're gonna get rid of this. Well, from your perspective, I hope you're right. But if you do find yourself in the wrong, learn from it, roll with it, and go on. Facebook put out a statement about the outage they had, I believe, yesterday. And I would have to admit it did affect me for a little bit. I could not get to my game that I play. I play a island experiment game. It's just like a puzzle. You go figure out things. And I couldn't get on that. And I tried like 3 or 4 times. And I'm like, you know what? This is frustrating. And I got up and I went outside and I did something else. And my life is good. But apparently, a lot of people discovered just how hooked on Facebook they really are. And the damn thing is, Facebook is a DARPA program called LifeLog. Jeff Zuckerberg did not create it. Jeff Zuckerberg was the face. But it is a DARPA program, a CIA program, and they have been tracking all of us for a long time. They have it all. And if that scares you, imagine if you were actually a criminal and you just figured this out. If you actually did something wrong or was doing something wrong, up to and including, I don't know, treason, would you not be shitting a brick when you're told that the CIA is tracking you and to show you, hello? It wasn't a server, but we'll roll with that. I guess I just want you all to know that you're about ready to the lies and deception that is in your environment that conforms your perspective is going to be radically changed. And it's going to be confusing and a little upsetting. But you know what? Every single one of us have to face it. We are a sovereign American citizens. And we've took our government back. Why? Because our government insists on socialist programs, which not only enslaves a person as a debt slave, as we all are, but even further to the point where they have no ability, no aspiration to do anything more because they have low expectations of themselves and others. Okay? That's not the American, sovereign American citizen's responsibility. Sorry. I got a job. You got. Get a job. I pulled myself up from being homeless on the street. What's your excuse? You're watching a video. You can't be that goddamn poor. Okay? I touched lot of lives. You call me a racist. You call me ignorant. You call me arrogant. And then you call me an idiot. When I have literally walked through blood and shit. Shit. Like poopy shit. Seen things that you couldn't even begin to fathom. Went in places I never thought I would go to help whoever it was. You know, people make a big deal about skin color. You got a nice colored car, man. I like that. But that's not you. I've told you that. Well, whatever. Listen, be good to each other, love each other. Keep your family close, because they're the only ones that you're going to have right now. Don't trust anybody other than you. Trust you. Trust yourself. Peace.